So I am impatient and I decided not to wait because I did not know what my 3 o'clock was going to hold. So I'm going to jump on really quickly and we can chat about ways to combat the Sunday blues. It's a real thing. I used to call it Sunday depression syndrome. I don't know if that's a real term, but I said it, so I've heard a couple other people agree with me and say it, so now it's a thing. We're gonna go with that. But it's that time of day on a Sunday. You've had an awesome weekend, or you've relaxed, or you got a lot of work done, and then all of a sudden you look down and you're counting on your watch how many hours you have before it's Monday, before you have to your alarm clock goes off, before all of that anxiety starts to build and the tone of your Sunday completely shifts. And it could cause a lot of anxiety. So I have implemented myself and used three what I call quick and simple ways or tactics or tricks that you can use to actually combat that. So the first thing is you want to, on purpose, you want to shift the emotion that you have around Sundays. Don't look at Sunday as the end of your weekend or the end of your you time or the end of that period away from your job if you hate your 9 to 5 or whatever it is. You have to, on purpose, and I say on purpose, make yourself focus on your intention for the next week. Just like we so enthusiastically plan for the weekend or for vacation or time away from the cubicle farm, you can, with that same level of motivation and happiness and joy, focus on how you want your week to be. So my suggestion and my tip and my trick is that I sit down and I write out what my true intentions are for the week. So if next week, I have a lot to do next week. So my intention next week is to be mindful of my time. My intention is to be productive in everything that I do. And my intention is to always focus on the fact and my affirmation that things always work out for me. And so, what that does is it puts me in control of my emotions that I tie into my week. It puts me in control of my time that I'll spend or that I'll allot to different things next week. And it puts me in control of my mindset. So those three things are rolled up into just the simple task of, journaling what I intend to happen next week. And so also with that, I, would say write out things that you want to complete, accomplish, things that you want to see come to fruition next week. This is very important, especially if you're juggling just life, or you're trying to balance, business building, escape planning, and work, or whatever your situation is. So make sure that you are setting your intentions. They're powerful. Your words and your emotions and you are powerful in your situation. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you want to use planning to your advantage. And so I know some people who are actually in this group that are powerhouses when it comes to planning out their time and blocking off time or chunking off time, some people will say. Um, I'm a creative, so just scheduling rigorous back-to-back things don't always work for me, but to-do lists, that's how I plan outside of my calls that I have throughout the week. That's how I plan my time. And so that works for me because it allows me some fluidity to do different things at different times, but it still keeps me focused and make sure that if I say on Monday, I am pumping out content, I'm creating content, then that's what I'll do on Monday. I have these, I don't know, 5 topics or titles that have come to mind. So I want to flesh out that content. Then I can do that. But it's not like it's completely not like at 1 o'clock. I'm going to start writing, and at 1:30 I'm going to be done, because then I shut down, because like I said, I'm a creative, so that doesn't work for me. And these are, like I said, these are tips that have worked for me. But as you can see, I had to incorporate my personality and my who I am into it. So same thing with you. Maybe you're not a creative. Maybe you're more of an analytical thinker. And so scheduling out 30 minutes to do this or 45 minutes to do this will work better for you. But at any rate, whatever it is, you want to use planning to your advantage. And at the same time, you want to utilize tools that support that. So I have a tool that I use called Asana, and I love it. And no, I don't have any stock or anything in it, but I just love that tool. It's a project management tool, and the things that I need to do, it lets me set due dates for them, so I can also prioritize. Building a business or chasing a dream, it can be very overwhelming. There's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving parts with that. So for me, Asana works. For some people, it's simply their calendar on their phone. That doesn't work so much for me, because I might throw my phone away, or not throw it away, but toss it over to the side, and the ringer's off, the volume's off, all of that kind of stuff. So it's not really that big of a deal for me to be tied to my phone. So that doesn't really help me. But I spend a lot of time on my computer, and then there's a phone app for Asana. Something else that people would use would be Google Calendars or iCalendars or whatever. But whatever it is, utilize planning to your advantage and utilize the tools to support that. So the first thing was, you want to make sure you're setting your intentions, you're being clear about how you want your week to look, and you're owning that. The second thing is planning to your advantage. And the third thing is to take ownership of your week. Don't fall into the trap of things happen to you. Yes, you may have a 9 to 5. That's just not your jam right now. It may not be your thing, but if you shift the way that you look at that, I had someone say, that you can really talk yourself out of having a job. And that's absolutely true. You put things out there: I hate my job. I'll be glad when I don't have to go to that job. And then something happens unexpectedly, well, for you, and now you don't have that resource, and it's devastating. So you want to own how you're setting the tone for your week. And so that includes how you think, how you affirm, how you speak, and what you do, and if you are the pilot or the co-pilot of that. So I'll dig into that a little bit more. So your week doesn't happen to you. Yes, you may not like your job, or you may not like your boss, or whatever the situation is, but you have a resource that you can go and tap into daily and support other goals. So if you look at the situation like that, it really takes the sting out of a Monday morning or a Wednesday afternoon, depending on when your busy times are for your job. Also, once you take ownership of the tone of your week, you can shift the focus from, being the victim of, these circumstances, or into more of, how can I impact people this week? How can I help people this week? How can I talk to 6 brand new people to this week? I was going to say today. I'm a big thinker, but how can I take control of my time that I am allotted in a week? Everybody gets the same amount of time in a week. How can I take control of that and own it? You know what? On my lunch, I can journal. After work, I can work on my website. Early in the morning, I can set up a to-do list. These are all simple things. They don't require anything outside of, I guess, a journal and a pen, if you have your favorite journal. In which I bought a new journal today. No, that was yesterday. And I'm going to take a picture of it later on and share it with you guys, because I have a journal addiction. But anyway, back on topic. So own your week. Own the tone of your week. Don't just be subjected to something someone else projects on you, and with things like it's a manic Monday. I don't have manic Mondays. I have motivational Mondays. So I have owned and set the tone for my Mondays. So that's something that, it's not just something that I can do, it's something that you can do. So those are essentially my 3 tips for really just defeating Sunday sabotage is what it is, and really shifting Sunday into a set the tone Sunday. I like that. So I think we'll probably do that from now on. How about we use Sunday as a set the tone Sunday? Because when you go into a situation with dread, you ultimately, that's what you get back. So those are my 3 tips. They don't require anything other than a journal, a pen, and you. And they're simple, they're quick. So anybody have any questions for me? Let me go over here and see. Hey, everybody's on. Okay. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Spirit. Hey, Miranda, Amanda. Let's see. I can talk to 6 brand new people today, and I'm gonna do that. It won't be today though, because I'm supposed to be cooking brunch, but I'm up here hanging out with you guys, and the dogs are in here with me, so we're kind of hiding and hoping that there will be a manifestation of brunch. Um, let's see. So a quick run through of the tips again. Shift the emotion you have around Sunday. So as opposed to dreading Sunday, you want to shift the emotion that you personally feel, whether it's resistance, whether it's aggravation, anxiety, shift it into intentions for the next week. So you take the time, you have to take the time, sit down and say, you know what, this is what I want my next week to look like. This is what I want my emotions for next week to look like. This is what I want to accomplish for next week. These are things that I want to complete next week. And so when you use Sunday more as a set the tone as opposed to a sad Sunday, that is a way that you can shift the emotion that you have around Sunday. So that's the first thing. The second thing is use planning to your advantage. The world of technology has made planning so much easier, yet people have drifted away from planning. So everybody gets the same amount of time in a week. Yet you have people like Oprah and Tony Robbins and Amy Porterfield and Stephen Lovegrove who accomplish tremendous things in the same amount of time that, you know, we're all given. So how do they do that? They take control of their actual schedule. They don't let things happen to them. They adapt when the unexpected happens, but they wake up in the morning and they say, I'm going to run from, not me, but they say they're going to run from 5 to 6, and they're going to journal from this time to this time, and they're going to create content from this time to this time. And this is still totally possible if you have a 9 to 5. You just have to be strategic. You have to get up earlier and you have to journal. You have to journal a lot. You can say on lunch, I am going to connect with people on Facebook. If you're on lunch, you can say after work, I'm going to do a teleconference call on Wednesday. So take control and use planning to your advantage. Use tools to support that, like iCalendar. I might have made that up, but Google Calendar. My tool of choice is Asana because it lets me set due dates for different tasks and things like that. And so then the third thing you want to do is take ownership of your week. It's your week. It's your time. You want to take ownership of the tone. You want to take ownership of the time. And you want to take ownership of your talents in that week and where you allocate them. So those are the 3 things that allows you to shift out of the whole Sunday depression syndrome into really owning your week and making progress in your week, as opposed to having to put yourself out of a hole of depression and anxiety and then finally getting it together around Wednesday and Thursday, only to have to do it all over. So that is pretty much it. I don't have anything else, and now the puppies are starting to cry. So if you guys have questions or you want me to talk about anything, just let me know. People would, and especially when I'm right. Miranda, you don't get to say anything about that, but that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of Sunday. I'll check back here for any comments or questions. Also, if you are having any issues with shifting out of base with you on that, just what you need to do is Tessa.com. That's www.uplevelwithtessa.com. Answer those few questions and we can hop on a call and try to hash it out. So, again, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And have to make the decision that it's going to be that way. Talk to you guys later.